If you're in Seattle, and you need to buy or sell a home, we'll be right there for you. Because we're the realtors that you can trust. So go to ronanddonsitdown.com.
You're listening to The Ron and Don Show on the Ron and Don Radio Network.
Hey, you guys, what's going on? And welcome to another edition of The Ron and Don Show. And we are back live in the Les Schwab Studios.
What's up, Ron and Don Nation?
Hang on, I got to get on my... I'm going to tell you a story about being at the Seahawks game.
All right.
So I got to get it because this is what I was wearing the other day. And is it weird?
Oh, hold on. I got to change out my Seahawks gear.
If you want to see this, Matt, how do the people see us actually putting our gear? Because you can watch the show now. Can't you, Matt? Matt said start doing things that are more visual. So.
That's right, Don. You can watch the show on Spotify video or on YouTube.
Why are you talking like that?
This is the way I always talk.
It is the way I always talk.
You get some new gear. I like the gear. It's sharp.
Yeah. So anyway.
No glasses, though.
What's that?
No. Is this what you were wearing at the game with the glasses?
Yeah. And then I don't have them on today, but I had the matching shoes.
I like it. It's a good look.
Is it weird that I'm 58 and I'm matching my shoes? I'm matching my shoes.
I like that.
You get some running shorts and some tube socks.
Is it weird though that I wore this because I knew the team was wearing their 1976 jerseys? I wore in the crunk community, we call this the fit, right? We got a fit going. So I'm making sure I'm crunk. And then I'm fit, and I got my fit going, and I'm matching the team. So they're wearing their throwbacks. I got my throwbacks.
You know what's interesting to me is for a couple years you tried to pretend like you weren't that into football.
Yeah,
and you were fooling yourself.
I was.
You're back full, like worse than ever.
Well, I think
you were like, I'm not that into football, and
I did disconnect my drinking from it.
You tried to dial it back.
I took some time away. I stopped watching football. I would go on trail runs. I would never watch football. And then I was able to disconnect it through some therapy over time, and now I can just watch football.
Back worse than ever.
Yeah, and I go to the game.
Now you're matching your outfit to
I'm
the
drinking
team.
bottled water. Like it's
right.
Yeah. So
good for you.
So I was corrected on this. Crunk is crazy drunk.
Thank you.
I don't think it has anything to do.
Yeah, I don't want to be crunk. Yeah. But this is my.
You're off the chain. The off the chain community.
So anyway, I'm at the game, and as I explained earlier in an episode, my friend George and I, we sit in this section where a lot of people sell their seats off because it's behind the visitor bench, and a lot of people want to sit behind the visitor bench because they want to be able to cheer on their team. And so we're at the game, and there happen to be some Minnesota Viking fans in front of me. Have you been to a game, and have you noticed who the real jackwagon fans are and who the nice fans are? Fans from Carolina, great fans. Those are great fans.
Raider fans are usually a pain in the butt.
No, not at the game. When they come up and they travel, those fans are actually great.
Okay.
I mean at Seahawks Stadium.
San Francisco fans?
Jackwagons, man. Those guys are jerks.
I always think of when you say that Oregon fans, because Oregon fans
they don't come.
I know
you don't wear your Oregon Duck thing to.
I know. I'm just saying.
I bet a Duck fan would do that. Though.
They're poor winners and they're poor losers.
Yeah, that reminds me of my friend Scott Douglas. He's
Just take the W. You don't have to be a jerk about it.
He's all that. So anyway, so we're at the game. And I'm there with my friend Joe, and we're having a couple hamburgers.
Minnesota fans are fine.
We're having some burgers without condiments. If you don't know that story, I told it earlier in the week. I don't have time to go into it. And so we're standing there, we're drinking a couple bottled waters. And next to me, there's some kids there that always sit there. They're their dad's seats. Really nice kids, and they're probably like 15, 16
Are they wearing their Sam Darnold jersey?
No. Nobody's wearing a Sam Darnold jersey.
God, that's the way it should be.
Well, no one likes a redhead.
You got to let Sam cook.
No one likes a redhead.
Let him cook.
No one likes a redhead. Even Kris Kringle, when you watch the early A Year Without a Santa Claus and before he grew out the white beard, nobody liked Kris Kringle when he was out in the woods with the abominable snowman and having some issues with the Winter Warlock. Are you seeing
a lot of Jackson Smith and Jigba jerseys?
You see a lot of those. Yeah. In fact, the kid next to me had that on. So in front of me are all these Viking fans, and they are lit. I mean, they are. And the guy directly standing in front of me, I don't know what he has on. He's got to be, I'm going to guess he's 62.
Okay.
lifelong Bud Light fan, though, so he's looking 72, 75-ish. And I mean, by the time they got there, and he was drinking Modelo's, and both hands are when he walks in, he has 2 Modelo's in his hand.
When you say lit, you're saying they're intoxicated?
Yes. So
you can use the word crunk at that point.
Okay. And then he has the extra beers in his back pocket, and then there's another one of his buddies that has the helmet on with the drinking,
the horns,
the drinking straws.
Okay.
So he's
sounds like a typical Minnesota fan.
So this guy comes.
Oh my God, Minnesota!
And then he has on purple jump pants.
Were they yelling "Skull"?
Then he has on basketball pants over the purple pants with the purple shoes. I respected this.
Okay.
He's got on a Fran Tarkenton jersey, right?
He's repping his team.
I'm thinking Fran Tarkenton. I'm thinking Joe Foreman. No, Joe. Who was number 44? Look up number 44. It's not
Back
Joe
in the
Foreman.
day.
Joe.
The Purple People Eaters.
No, I know that. But number 44, Chuck Foreman. I want to say Chuck Foreman. And then I also want to say Alan Page. Those are the Purple People Eaters on the other side. Is it Chuck Foreman, number 44? Played with Fran Tarkenton? Matt's looking right now. Huh? I don't know. No, that's not right. So anyway, we're at the game, and these guys they brought in. They're doing some shots. They're drinking. And this guy starts being the turnaround guy. He's turning around.
Okay.
He's turning around.
This is the 26-0 game, right?
Yeah, but the game hasn't even started yet, and he's turning around, and he's initially in front of the kids that are next to me.
Okay.
So he's turning around and he starts saying things to these kids. He's like, hey, where did you get these seats? Did your daddy or your mommy buy these seats for you? And he's talking to 15, 16-year-old kids.
Okay.
And I'm over there and I'm standing next to Joe, and Joe's just like, Don, leave it alone. I'm leaving it alone. Left.
You're like his Labradoodle. Drop it.
I'm at the game. I'm not inebriated like he is. Like back in the day, if I was inebriated, we would have got into it like immediately, but in a fun way. So I'm like,
fun to you. It's not fun to everybody.
Fun to me. Yeah. So I'm like, you know what? I'm out of it. I'm sitting here. I'm having a sandwich.
You're
with
Switzerland.
Condiments on it. I'm having a bottle of water. I'm enjoying the game. I'm just gonna.
Of course you are.
I'm enjoying the game. Let the fans be the fans. They're talking. These kids, these are big boys. They can handle themselves, right?
Okay.
So then he turns around and he starts challenging one of the kids to a fight over there, wanting to know if he wants to fight him. And I'm like, and I'm not sure why he wants to fight him, but he's wanting to fight him for some reason. This 62-year-old that looks 75 in this ridiculous outfit.
He's got some spunk.
Yeah, and I'm like, you know what? So I asked the boys. I said, hey, if he gets going too much, just let me know and I'll jump in. You guys okay?
Why are you the jump in guy?
Exactly. Why am I?
You're 58.
Yeah.
You're not like a 25-year-old musclehead
Thank
anymore.
you. Where were you on Sunday? So I didn't get myself in this predicament. So everything's going fine, and then all of a sudden, and more beers are coming, beers are flowing. And I will say at Seahawks Stadium, and I call it Seahawks Stadium, if there's a phone number that you can call, and when you call that phone number and the alcohol people come down, they get rid of people like really quick.
Yeah.
Like super.
Zero tolerance policy.
I'm not going to call anyone. They're Viking fans. They're here. They're having fun. You're having for
Minnesota usually.
Kids are here. Everything's
Minnesota and Wisconsin per capita drink more than any other state.
Yeah. Then all of a sudden, though, and I didn't see this coming. I went up to go to the bathroom. I come back. The seats in front of me. There's been a seat switch, and now he's turning around and not wanting to talk to them, but now he's wanting to have a conversation with me. Right? He's turning around. And one of his comments was when he turned around, he turns around and he goes, you know what? You're effing old.
I got to be honest.
You're effing old.
I kind of like this guy.
He goes, why are you wearing that outfit? You look stupid. You're effing old.
This is a guy in purple shorts?
Purple shorts.
All right.
Yeah. I don't say a thing. I'm just sitting there, and I say,
sitting or standing?
I'm standing.
Okay.
I'm standing. He had a few more comments, and I finally just said, you know what? The game is that way. The game is that way. So turn around. The game is that way. So, but he doesn't want to turn around, and he wants to continue to talk to me. So I'm not saying, so he'll say something really aggressive and quite mean, and then he wants to high five. He wants to high five. And then he starts calling me bro. Just kidding, bro. Just kidding, and wanted to high five. And so I didn't put the 5 up to. You ever have that? A drunk person wants to high five.
Yeah.
You don't have. He's getting very upset that I am not returning the high five. Let me ask you, what would you do? Would you return the high five?
I think I'd call the drunk line.
I haven't done that yet because I wanted to see where this was going. I wanted the Viking fans to have a good time, and I didn't want to be that guy. And the thing about the high five, once you return a high five of a drunk person, there's going to be more high fives.
It never ends.
There's going to be, and that's what happened. The boy next to me did the high five with him, and then the high fives would just continue.
I would high five for a touchdown or a significant play.
Yes.
That's the only appropriate time to high five.
And the game's that way.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then he said something to me that I'm very sensitive about. He brought up my turkey neck, which I'm thinking from where he's standing, he's got a pretty good view of it because he's right below.
Oh man.
And he has a pretty good view of my turkey neck. And he goes, I can tell that you're old. He goes, and he called it a chicken neck. He goes, you have that chicken neck. And then he says, I do too. And he opened up his scarf and he had a chicken neck too. And I think what he's trying to do is he's trying to bond with me. And then he wanted to high five, right? I'm not going to high five him. I'm really pissed off now that he brought up the chicken turkey neck because I got this special beef tallow lotion I've been putting on it to try to get the turkey neck to disappear. And now this mother effer brings up the chicken turkey neck. And I am so pissed.
You're just trying to rock your new outfit.
I'm not even joking. I am so pissed. So he's trying to give me some more high fives, and then he turns to the boys. He challenges them to another fight, and now I can't take it anymore. I cannot take it anymore.
You're the jump in
my
guy.
Friend Joe over there is going, Don.
Just leave it.
So I look at this guy, and I just said, hey, next time you go up to the bathroom and you change out your catheter, I got a challenge for you. And I said, I don't know if you've ever heard of this. I said, we live in a city of mutual combat. Do you know what that means? It means if you agree with me and I agree with you, we get to go. We can't do it here at Seahawks Stadium. And I said, and you're about to leave anyway because I'm about to call a 1-800 number and they're going to take you out of here. But what we can do is we can meet out there. And I said, and I'm not one of these guys that says, oh, yeah, let's go take it outside. We can really take it out. Do you remember the superhero that used to do mutual combat? Why don't you explain mutual combat to people?
Reuben Jones or
no
something Jones?
Something Jones, and he
dressed up as a superhero. He was a patrol downtown.
Yeah.
Action Jones or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
And then he would challenge people to mutual combat, and as long as it was declared, and he had someone that was videoing, and then he would beat the tar out of people.
Beat the shiznit out of them. And you can. Because in Seattle, you can do mutual combat. The cops will sit there and they will watch you do mutual combat. Did you find his name?
Phoenix Jones.
And we used to have Phoenix on all the time.
Yeah, Phoenix Jones.
Anyway, so I did it. I just said, you know what? I'm going to challenge this guy to mutual combat.
Did he accept your challenge?
He ended up throwing up all over my shoes.
I'm glad you didn't wear the Seahawks shoes.
Yeah, he ended up throwing up all over my shoes, and then they had to carry his ass out. Story number 2, I didn't even get to do any mutual combat.
Ron and Don's Top 5 Bet 5.
Number 2.
Did you get some compliments on the threads, though?
Yeah, I did.
That's a good look.
I've been thinking about his comments about the chicken turkey neck. Because he's not wrong.
You should get a procedure if it bothers you.
Get one.
That's fine. A lot of people. Brad Pitt had some work done.
Did he?
Yeah, it looks great.
Okay. You got a doctor?
Go to Brad Pitt's guy.
What's that?
Go to Brad Pitt's guy.
Okay.
That's going to be cheap.
Yeah.
Hey, well, if you're going to spend some money, that's the place to spend it.
Anyway, it's ridiculous that I'm challenging a guy to mutual combat.
We're on story number 2.
But I got pushed.
We're on story number 2.
I got pushed and I couldn't help myself. I didn't feel bad about it. So I went by the strip club that's now serving beer that I wanted to go into, but I didn't on my walk home looking at Christmas time.
Should we just, that's story number 2?
Story number 2. Let me see.
You're off your kilter.
Story number 2.
Why don't we take a quick break?
Yeah.
You can come back and we'll just move on to story 3.
We got to talk about love addiction coming up.
All right, let's
on
do
the
it.
other side of this. Hey, you guys, Ron and Don reminding you a toy is so important for a child this holiday season. Yeah, that's why our friends at Les Schwab, they have put together this tremendous toy drive. They've done it for 30 years now, Ron, and they want to make sure that every child gets that toy. which is a symbol of joy and also a symbol that you have not been forgotten. That's right. 30 years now. Les Schwab has not forgotten kids. Together with your support and generosity, they've helped local kids feel the magic of the holidays.
Yeah, and this is the final week. I know everyone gets busy this time of year, and you've been thinking, yeah, I've been meaning to do this. I've been meaning to take an unwrapped toy to my local Les Schwab. It's just gotten away from me. I got so many parties to go to. This is the final week to donate. And so this makes an immediate difference for families right here in Seattle. So buy an unwrapped toy. Take it to Les Schwab. You can just drive up. You can even just roll down the window. Les Schwab will come out and grab that toy from you. This goes till the 15th of December here in the Seattle Les Schwab area. And so get an unwrapped toy and help a kid right here in our own community.
Yeah. We want you to hurry in today, donate that new unwrapped toy as we come together with small acts that create big joy. Yeah, from your friends at Les Schwab, who, well, you get more from Les this holiday season.
Today's show is made possible by your friends Ron and Don. When you're ready to sit down and strategize about your real estate journey, schedule your time with the guys at ronanddonsitdown.com.
Ron and Don's Top 5 Bet 5.
Number 3.
Is this number 3 or number 2?
3. We're keeping it moving, O'Neill.
Okay. Story number 3. Oh, story number 1, mutual combat, was story 1 and 2.
Right.
Let's get to story number 3 right now. Love addiction, is it real? Hell yeah, it is.
Okay.
No, what'd you think about
Story number 4.
What'd you think about this story about love? What'd you think about this story about love addiction?
I hesitate to have everything be an addiction because I think that for some people that gives them the license to think they have no responsibility anymore. And so even when it comes in, and I'm going to qualify this, even let's take alcohol addiction. I think that it is an addiction, but I think there are a segment of people in recovery that go, oh, all the stuff I did inebriated, you have to let that go because I was an addict. And It's like, well, both things can be true at the same time. Mm-hmm. You can be an addict, and that is a disease. At the same time, you still did these things. You still need to be, in my mind, you bear some responsibility for the things you did. You were under the influence of a substance doesn't mean you didn't do the things. So I hesitate on the love addiction thing to brand it an addiction because there are people that do really stupid things and they need to be responsible for those things. And if they just go, oh, well, I'm an addict, and so therefore I cheated or I had infidelity or I was a stalker or all of the suite of bad behaviors that can be attributed to love addiction, and then they abdicate themselves and go, I'm not responsible because it's a disease. Mm-hmm. I want to avoid doing that, but I do think that some of the things that they discuss in this article do have some resonance there. I do think that it's I think people that do go into extreme behaviors, I think there are people that really pursue the addictive qualities of love and like the powerful feelings you get when you're engaged in that. Some of the stalking mentality and behaviors that happen, I think all of those things are real. What do you think? This is a real.
I think so for me, what I really try to do, and I don't know if I've done this, but as a parent, I try to keep my son out of traumatic situations, at least involving me. Right. So that's what I can control. There'll be trauma that happens in his life that I can't control. But what I can control is when he's at home, does he feel safe? When he's at home, does he feel loved? When he's at home, does he feel boundaries?
When he's at home, is there food to eat, Dad? There's no food in his house.
Yeah. When he's at home, does he feel like he's in a family, even though our family is unconventional? It's myself and our dog and him, and then our extended family, which you're a big part of, Ron. So does he feel challenged? Does he feel like he's learning? Just all these things as a dad. And I think sometimes as a parent, what you try to do is you try to make sure that maybe your kids are growing up in a home that you didn't grow up in. On the other hand, I give my mom a lot of credit. I think she did a hell of a job because there's a lot of things that happened in our family when my father left. That was not my mom's fault. It was just that it was 4 kids. It was her. She was by herself. And I think she did the best that she could with the resources and the skill level that she had. Still, though, and I can remember the day that my father left, that he went to the liquor store. I remember walking to the liquor store and chasing him down. A conversation that I had with him, begging him to come home, and he did not. And then he just disappeared into the night. And then he would die decades later, and we were estranged and apart. Not because it was my choice. It was his choice to be estranged and apart from us. That feeling of abandonment excuse me, started showing up for me when a girl would break up for me. You remember when I was in high school, I was dating a girl named Rhonda, and I went to a park that we used to always go to, and she happened to be in the park in the car that we used to, because she had this really cool T-Bird. She happened to be in the car with someone else, and it wasn't me, and we were still dating. I went on a run. Do you remember the run that I went on? I went on a run, and I wasn't going to stop running until I died. So I went on that run. And what I found out is I can really run. I was running and running and running. And I don't know if you showed up. Some of my other friends showed up, and I was out in this Mesa running. They pulled up next to me in the car, and they're like, my friend Dave was like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm just going to keep running.
My favorite part of that story is that you threw yourself over the arroyo.
I did.
And all that happened is you fell into a cactus.
I landed on a cactus, and then somebody had thrown an old wash machine down there that I jammed my leg on, and that's when I stopped running. But the thing that happened when my father left, because I couldn't control that, in this situation, it was a woman leaving me. And what I found as I was growing older is that trauma kept showing up.
Yeah, you would do extreme gestures to try to win back
Extreme gestures, and a lot of times the gestures were always too late. When I would try to fix it in the end, I'd try to fix that in the way I was trying to fix it in the liquor store with him. And so through therapy, the reason that cognitive therapy was so helpful, and you always hear me say, and this is something that I came up with that I wrote to myself: never chase a deal, never chase a dog, and never chase a date, right? Don't chase those things. And so in my life now, I've gotten very good, and and we always have work to do, but I'm very satisfied in the way that I handle those situations now. When something is over, I can honor that it's over. I can still honor that other person. Even when I told you the other day, I stayed connected to my friend Laura, who we've been friends probably 3 decades now. That is someone I used to date a long time ago in San Francisco. Even in the way that ended, it didn't end well. But after I'd gone through therapy and had learned what I was doing and the trauma that I was trying to fix, I'm like, oh, what I have to ask myself is, what is my part in this? But my part isn't everybody else's part. So, my part is just my part, and my job is to take care of my part and to own
So
that.
Would you say you have a love addiction?
I would say then, I don't know if I would call it a love addiction, but I certainly had trauma that was showing up in relationships. And I would say I had love confusion. I was really confused about what love was, about what friendship was, about what connection was. And it's much more clear to me
You
now.
like to think that you're immune to the stuff? Oh, yeah. But you might as well face it.
What's that?
You're addicted to love.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
Ron and Don's Top 5 Back 5.
Number 4.
Are we in segment 2 still?
Yeah.
Oh, we are.
Or story 4.
Segment number 2, story number 4. Do you believe in seasonal affective disorder? Do you believe in that?
I believe.
Here's what it is. Seasonal affective disorder, and this is according to ChatGPT. It's known as SAD. SAD is a type of depression with symptoms that appear during certain seasons, most commonly starting in the late fall, early winter, lifting in the spring or summer. It's a subtype of major depressive disorders, and symptoms they're related to changes in sunlight exposure, which can affect mood regulating chemicals in the brain. Treatment options include light therapy, antidepressants, and psychotherapy. It goes on to give symptoms from sadness to low energy, and then it gives the causes: shorter days, reduced sunlight, and then some of the treatment of light therapy, antidepressants, psychotherapy. I remember people in our newsroom that felt like that they had this, and they even had, when we worked at
the
Cairo,
full spectrum lights.
They had lights. Yeah, so I never felt like this really bothered me. My child, who was born in the great Pacific Northwest, like he loves a rainy day. Like driving to school today, and he doesn't have a rain jacket on, doesn't feel like he's just in a t-shirt, and it could be like 40 degrees out. He's invigorated by it. He thinks it's fun. He loves playing football in the rain. We were driving to school this morning. It was still dark out. Like he likes that because I think he was born into that. For us, you know, we spent a lot of our formative years growing up in New Mexico where almost the sun is out almost every day. And I feel as I travel, as soon as I get up in a plane now, this time of year, I feel relief. Like flying to Maui or back to New Mexico, I feel this relief. And I never felt like this was an issue. I feel like as I'm becoming older, though, and I'm thinking about, I'm not going to retire, but I'm going to transition. As my son goes off to school, do I want to spend my winters here? And it used to be, yeah, I'd want to. And now I'm getting to the point where I'm like, yeah, I don't think I want to spend my winters there. Like it's, and I don't even look at the weather forecast anymore because if I see 10 days of just rain in a row, and the thing in that is the sun seems to always kind of come out in those 10 days anyway. And it did yesterday. Yesterday it was supposed to rain all day, and then the sun came out for 2 hours, and when the sun's out, man, I get out. So I'm wondering if I have this disorder or if you didn't grow up here, maybe it's just a symptom of this.
I definitely think it's real. I think you are sensitive to the weather more than most.
Yeah.
And I do think that the thing that I notice during the summer months when it's light out till almost 10 p.m., that it's remarkably different energy level, psychology, all of that stuff. So yeah, I think it's for sure. It's something to pay attention to. And you are lucky in the sense that you can get on a plane and fly to San Diego or to LA or to Phoenix or somewhere and just get a weekend in of some sunshine. And I think we should do that more often.
Do you ever feel that when you go up in a plane and if it's been really cloudy here for a month or a month and a half? Because sometimes it can just... There was one winter here. It seemed like it was 4 or 5 months, and you get up in the plane and you get above the clouds, and you're like, oh, this is it's the song that Joni Mitchell wrote, Both Sides Now, and she was in a plane when she wrote that song, and I think it's the most re-recorded song. And it's a day like today where it's really cloudy outside, and she's taken off in a plane, and then she gets above the clouds, and on the other side of the cloud she has a different perspective about life. That's what Both Sides Now is about. So believe it or not, sometimes, I know this is corny, sometimes when I get on the plane and we're flying through the clouds, I play Glenn Campbell because I think he did a better version than Joni did. I love what John Denver did with the song, and I love John. Glenn nailed it though. He nailed both sides. So I listened to that song. Do you have a flight song that you listen to, a takeoff song?
I like to listen to Radiohead.
Do you?
Yeah.
On takeoff.
Yep.
You do. What is it? What is it about Radiohead?
Weird Fishes.
Really?
Yeah, it's a great song.
That's cool. On takeoff.
Yeah.
A takeoff song.
It reminds me. It feels like you're underwater.
I didn't know that other people had takeoff songs.
And then I have an ambient song that helps me sleep on planes.
You do? Okay.
It's a Zen album. It's amazing.
Yeah. I'll make a playlist. Like if I'm going on a trip, I'll if I'm going to New Orleans, I'll make a playlist that I'll listen to on the plane.
I have a road trip playlist. I have all kinds of playlists.
You do that? Okay.
You have a lot of playlists though.
What's that?
You have more playlists than most.
I have lots of playlists.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Do we have another segment?
Yeah, one more.
All right. More on the other side of this.
You're listening to The Ron and Don Show on the Ron and Don Radio Network.
Ron and Don's Top 5 Back 5.
Number 5.
All right, you guys, welcome back to the Ron and Don Show. What was the one toy that was under the tree for me? And I don't know if you did this or not. I think we're 3 years apart. Did you ever get Stretch Armstrong? And because they're saying he couldn't be stretched, and you always just wonder what's going on inside Stretch Armstrong. My brother and I,
they said they could be stretched, but he couldn't be destroyed.
He couldn't be destroyed. He'd grab one arm, I'd grab the other. We tried to pull him apart, couldn't do it.
Okay,
but then we tied him to a door one day, and we got him apart. And boy, there was shiznit flying everywhere.
Yeah,
my mother was not happy with that. Also, G.I. Joe. Oh, he loved to do with G.I. Joe. Is we would go up to there's this river where we would go camping. So we take G.I. Joe and we tie him to a rope. We'd strip them all down and we'd tie him to a rope. And then we'd float him down this stream, and then we would stand up on a bridge just with huge boulders. If you could get one of G.I. Joe's legs off, you get 250 points. If you could crush his abdomen, you get 1,000 points.
You mean
if you
breaking?
get an arm off, one of the arms, because it was the same thing. This was the G.I. Joe Kung Fu grip. He was indestructible.
So you basically would break all your toys.
Yeah. So if you could get an arm off, arms are easy. That's only $100. If you could pop the head off the abdomen with the rock, that right there, it was an instant win if you could do that. So we would do that with G.I. Joes, and then I have to say my favorite toy of all time was a whirlybird, and it was a helicopter that just flew around in a circle.
I remember those.
I could land him on top of the burning building. I would borrow all kinds of Barbie stuff from my sister. I would save all the Barbies who were in the burning building, and I could fly that helicopter backward. If you gave that toy to me today, I think I'd play with it for hours.
I bet you wouldn't.
I thought the same thing about Mattel football, so I went and got a Mattel football. Boy, is that a dumb game.
Yeah.
But when I was little, it was so cool when you're in the car and you're traveling somewhere. I thought this Mattel football, and then you play it, and I try to get my son to love it. It's just like, this is stupid.
It's a stupid game.
And it is kind of. Is there
I
a
was not
throwback game out there? Because we're going to talk about the toy drive here.
Well, mine was not the G.I. Joe. I had, and I don't know if you remember this action figure, the $6 Million Man. Of
course.
And he had roll-up skin.
That's
so
right.
you could roll the skin up on his forearm, and you had the electronic modules in there. You could look through his eye, and there was a sight in there. So you had bionic vision. And then the companion was...
Farrah Fawcett?
I think
Fawcett?
it was Sasquatch.
Farrah Fawcett was his real companion.
But you had like a Sasquatch.
You're telling me Lee Major's hammer was sleeping with Sasquatch and not Farrah Fawcett?
No, that
from
was
Charlie's Angels.
The villain. When you
Oh.
punched it, the breastplate would fly off, and so that was the $6 Million Man guy.
What's the one game that still holds up? And I'll tell you right now, Rock'em Sock'em Robots. It still holds up.
It's still fun, yeah.
It is.
I
don't know.
enjoy that game.
Me and my kid ended up somewhere at a house somewhere where they had the Rock'em Sock'ems. We had a really good time with that. But the red robot, the head always pops early. So you want the blue robot.
This again would probably not be fun now, but back then it was a set on a track where you had a front end loader. And then you would go down, scoop up all the balls, and then it would cruise around the track. You would dump it into a dump truck.
Oh, yeah.
The dump truck would go around the next side of the track and then back it up, and he would dump out the ball. So like you could get multiple construction sites going at the same time. I think there was a third implement there. It might have been a crane.
Yeah.
And that was my jam.
We had Legos back in the day where you would have to actually be
It's a Lego. It's not the plural of Lego is Lego.
You could just give my brother just a set of, because now they have instructions, and then once you build them, they're built, and you're not supposed to take them apart. You could just give him a box of those, and he would just build like Chicago. He could build a whole town and with little motors and because he's very mechanically oriented and very artistic. I was not. You would give it to me, and it would just look like a bunch of Legos that were just snapped together that made nothing. What about you? You kind of have a creative eye. Were you good with Legos?
No, my parents couldn't afford Legos, so we had the Lincoln Logs.
Oh, come on, man.
Lincoln
Logs
Logs
are more expensive.
They're not more expensive than Lego.
They are.
Don, ask me how many bins of Legos I have at my house for myself. Not
Right now?
Yeah.
Just for you?
Yeah.
Garbage bags full, yeah?
No, bins.
Do you still use them? Do you build stuff?
I haven't in a little while. Been
Okay.
A little while.
I think that's cool, actually.
How many bins do you have?
15.
They say to
15,
deal with...
that's a lot of Lego.
They say to deal with dementia, you should return to things that you used to do when you were a boy. Like my son and I were playing guitar. We play guitars now at night quite a bit, and I'm as bad now as I was back then, but it is pretty fun to sit down and they say to pick up old habits of building Legos or playing guitars.
I am going to put a cap on any one individual episode of the Ron and Don Show of 2 ailments that we talk about during the show.
What do we talk about?
You talked about dementia.
Yeah.
You talked about seasonal affective disorder.
That's
you
true.
talked about love addiction. Like you talked about alcohol dependency. You talked about like mutual combat and rage. Like we need.
Is that all in this episode?
Yes, we need to limit to like 2 ailments in a show.
What episode are we on?
944, I think.
Maybe we should just Cut it off at 1,000.
Maybe we should just do. So we were bringing all the stuff up about toys to plug the Les Schwab toy drive.
Go ahead.
It's going on right now. The deadline is December 15th. Yeah. Go buy a toy, a new unwrapped toy. Take it to your local Les Schwab. They're then going to consolidate all those, get them out to kids in the community where you donate it, which I think is key. And again, that ends on December 15th.
You know what it is? I challenged some of my friends who I think have seasonal affective disorder. Actually, this time of year, people do. And I said, you know what? Go buy a toy. Take a picture of the toy that you bought. I've been putting some of these out online. And I said, go put it in a box at Les Schwab and see how it makes you feel. And these are people that don't have kids, don't have big families. They all did that. And they said it really is more, the proverb, is it more blessed to give than it is to receive it? It really is. There's something about doing it. And even with Christmas gifts, all my Christmas gifts by November 30th are wrapped. Yours is wrapped.
Excellent.
And I have to say, these new wrapping bags, you put it in the bag, you close the bag, it's wrapped. That's my new wrapper.
Coming up next week, we're talking about bunions, athlete's foot, hair loss.
Hey, what do you know what? At least my gifts
depression,
at least
crap bookings.
At least my gifts are thoughtful. So no, I buy thought, like your gift I bought for you probably 6 months ago.
I've got a doozy of a gift coming for you and Gunner.
You don't have it though.
It's on the way.
Is it wrapped?
No. Wait till you see it.
Huh. If you really love my family, it would already be wrapped and under the tree.
We'll see you next time, everybody.
Hey, you guys. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Ron and Don Show. We darn appreciate it. Thank you for stopping by a Les Schwab store now through December 15th. As Ron just said, we'll collect those toys. You can also go to Fox 13 Seattle. You can make a donation there. Or if you see one of us just walking in the store, hey, are you Ron or Don? Don't give me the money. I have someone try to give me money the other day. I'm like, no. I can't. Just Fox 13 Seattle. Or if you stop by a Les Schwab store, they'll take the donation. The cool thing is they take all these toys down to the Showwear Center. And you wouldn't believe how many toys they collected last year. Is incredible. This year, though, we're a little bit behind, you guys. A little bit behind. So we need your help. It is more blessed to give than it is to receive. And that feeling you have when you go out, as our good friend Dave Ross is going to be here next week said, giving a toy to a child is a symbol this holiday season that you have not been forgotten. So important. Hey, for Matt, Grace, my son, our station voice, your older version of him, our good friend Charlie the dog, who's our mascot. He's Ron. I'm Don. Don't forget, if you need us, buying, selling, investing in real estate, the buyer's playbook, the seller's playbook, all you got to do is reach out. Just go to ronandonsitdown.com. Friday's show, Ron's going to be explaining what?
We're explaining, what's it called again? The share of assets. It's more, just listen on Friday.
You just turned into me.
I didn't know you were going to, we're just wrap the show up.
Gosh, I was trying to give you
I got to go to the bathroom.
Lock it out.
I'm out. There he goes.
He's out. He's going to the bathroom.
All right, save some toilet paper for the rest of us.
Only on the Ron and Don Radio Network.
You listen to the Ron and Don Show. All right.
It is. He'll say it. He's going to say it. I promise.
On the Ron and Don Radio Network.
Did not know he was going to use the megaphone.
Hey, it's G-Force O'Neill. Thanks for listening to my dad and his boyhood friend, Mr. Ron.